So I have 6 base sticks. I'm going to keep 3 to one side, and I'm going to split these 3 with my bodkin, and I'm simply going to put the bodkin roughly in the middle, push it and slide it on. I'm going to do the same with the next one. Put the bodkin on in the middle, push it through and slide it on. Same with the third one. Push the bodkin on. That way there's a little gap here on both sides of the bodkin, so I can slide my other 3 base sticks through there, so we're making a cross. I have 2 nice and skinny willow sticks. To make them the same length, I'm going to put the tips together and then just even out the butts. I'm going to hold my split sticks up straight. I'm going to push the tips in through the gap there at the top and let them stick out about 4 or 5 centimeters. I'm going to hold it down with my hand. One of these is just going to hang down straight. The other one is going around the back and then in front. So this is your starting position. If you think of this as a clock face, we're always weaving at 12 o'clock. We're going to weave clockwise. I have a left weaver and a right weaver. For the first 2 rounds, I'm going to keep these 3 sticks together to really tie everything down. After that, I'm going to start opening them out. The movement we're going to do over and over again is we're going to take our left weaver over towards 3 o'clock, under these 3 towards 6 o'clock. Then I'm going to turn to make sure my weaving stays at 12 o'clock, and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to pull both of my weavers down. Again, I'm in my starting position. I have a left weaver and a right weaver. I'm going to go back to my left weaver, take him over towards 3 o'clock, under towards 6 o'clock. I'm going to turn and pull both weavers down. It's important that after each movement both weavers are facing you. There's no bit sticking out the back, so both of them have to face up. I have a left weaver and a right weaver. I'm going to hold on to my right one. I'm going to take the left one over, under, turning and pulling them down. I'm going to keep going like that for 2 rounds, every time with the left one, taking him over, under. I'm going to turn and pull 2 weavers down. Left goes over, under and pulling down, over, under, pulling down. And as you see here, I'm nearly done. I have 2 lines, 2 lines, 2 lines there, and just here I'm going to finish off the pattern by going over 3, which means I have 2 lines everywhere, and from here then I'm going to start opening out. So the last one went over 3, but it's actually going to come back up under 1. So from now on we're going to do the same movement every time with the left one going over and under, but now we're going to go around each individual stick. So I'm going to go over this stick, under the next one, and then I have to open a gap here for him to come back up. Left goes over, under and back up again. I'm going to keep going like that. The more you open them out, the easier it is to get in there in the center and to make it nice and neat. I'm still taking my left one over one stick and and under the next. So over and under this guy. I've one round done now, but I'm going to keep going until my weavers run out. So now we've run out of weavers. So when we run out, we obviously have to add more. So in the basket, every time when we're joining, we're going to join tip to tip and butt to butt. So these guys, the thick end of the willow is called butts. The thin end of the willow we call tips. So when we're finished with butts, the new weavers are going to start with butts also. How to do it is, we're going to start with our left one. I'm going to push him back, and you see there behind him is a gap opening up. That's where I'm going to slide the new one in. So the new one is going to go into this exact same gap as where the old one comes out of, and then straight away I'm going to weave him over, under. That's one. I'm going to do the same with the next one. Again, I'm going to push him back, slide the new one in there behind him, so the two of them sit nice and flat. We let them stick out a bit at the back, and then you're straight away going to weave him over and under. And there you go. I have two new weavers, and I can just continue as before. With the left one, I'm going to go over and under. I am not weaving all the way out to the end. I never weave with the very thin ends of the willow. It's just way too thin, it won't stay in place. So I'd leave a little bit of the tips sticking out, about this much usually, to be able to join. Now joining tips is similar to butts. Again, I'm going to join the left one first. I'm going to bring the left one forward, slide the new one in behind, and this time, because it's stips, I'm going to let them stick out more at the back. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to twist the old and the new one together and weave them as one. That way the tips won't slide out as easily. They'll stay more in place where you want them to. Again, the second one is the same way. I'm going to slide in there behind him, let him stick out a good bit, twist old and a new one together just a few times and weave. I could do it again, twist the old and the new and weave them together again, and second time for these guys as well. And then these have gone so short, I'm just going to leave them behind and continue with my new weavers. As you see, I'm running out again. When I'm finished, I'll be at the same spot as where I joined with butts, so I won't go all the way to the end. It's a good idea to stagger your butt joints around the base, because they're usually a little bit bulkier. They'll push your weaving out. So it will be, if I have all my butts on one side, it will be kind of more of an oval shape on this side. So to make sure it's even, I'm going to spread my butt joints around and join them there. Again, I'm going to join here, this time butt to butt, joining the left one. As my spaces grow bigger, I don't have to pull the left one back as much to join. I can just lift him up slightly and slide the new one in there behind him. I'm running out, so I'm going to join tips now. And I'm basically going to go almost to the very edge. And now I'm at the very end, and I'm just going to tuck my tips in underneath the previous row, anywhere really. There's no specific place, anywhere where the weaving is nice and tight. I just tuck the tips in underneath the previous row, and there you go, our base is finished. All that needs to be done now is trimming. And then I can also trim these space sticks right down to the weaving. There you go. There's the base. It's a nice curved shape, just what we need. Slide it